And here he comes.
Well, hello.
How are you?
How are you? I'm Marcus.
I'm Aaron. Nice to meet you.
Aaron, nice to meet you.
Hi, Marcus. I'm Jacob.
Jacob, nice to meet you, sir.
And I am Jonathan. It's a
Jonathan,
pleasure.
nice to meet you. You brought some popcorn.
Yeah,
Just a little bit.
What a beautiful setup.
Thank you so much.
So tell me about you guys.
So we've been friends for many, many years, and Popinsanity Gourmet Popcorn evolved from this popcorn machine. Jacob's wife is like, get rid of the popcorn machine. The kids need room to play. So he said, you know what? Before I put it at the curb, let me make some popcorn for the kids. Let me go up to the kitchen, marshmallow fluff, graham crackers, chocolate. Let me try this nuts, that nuts. So now he makes 9x13 pans. He tells his wife, do me a favor, put it in the teacher's lounge. She came back on a list of orders. It's crazy. Fast forward a little bit. We're in 12,000 square feet with 20+ employees. That's what we've accomplished thus far.
Beautiful. Can we walk the booth a little
Sure
bit?
can.
This is absolutely stunning. The packaging is beautiful.
Truffle or Parmesan, non-dairy, and that's movie.
How's that?
That's delicious. How about here? I keep seeing this freeze-dried stuff everywhere.
Right.
I don't understand it. Big part of the business? 5%, 2%, 1%?
Less than 3%,
How much total revenue does the business do?
a little bit under $4 million a year.
And how much of it comes from popcorn?
85%.
So if I translate that into dollars, I'm gonna take off 600,000. I'm gonna be at 3.4 on 4 million.
Correct.
And bottom line,
927.
$1 million. Wow. I'm really impressed.
Thank you.
Okay, sounds like you guys are doing great. Do you guys think there's an opportunity for me to make money and contribute?
Yes.
Absolutely.
It's very simple. I've noticed that our growth is flattening very quickly.
Okay.
Okay? At the same time, when our costs are increasing a tremendous amount.
I've seen enough. So I'm excited to pursue the opportunity. At the end of the day, I just want to know when I get there, who's in charge and who's making final decisions,
Thank you.
okay?
It's a pleasure to meet you. It's an honor.
As
really.
well. For
Thank
me,
you.
when I invest in businesses, I have to believe that there's a big market for that.
Nice to meet you, Marcus.
Thank you, guys. But before that, I want to understand what their numbers are, what their process looks like, how their factory functions, and then I also want to be sure that there's an opportunity to make money. I'm here in New Jersey at the factory for Popinsanity. They generate $4 million of revenue. They have great margins, but I'm trying to really understand what the dynamics are between the three of them. Hi, guys.
Marcus?
How are
Nice
you?
to see
Good
you again.
ya. How are you? Good
Pleasure.
to see you. I'd like to get a quick tour. I understand the basic product, so I don't need to understand how popcorn works, but I want to understand how the process works.
Sure.
This is where all the magic happens.
This is where it all happens.
Isn't that fun? I love it. Look at that. Look how cool that is. That's beautiful.
So once it's loaded up, we do batch by batch.
Okay.
Just for freshness, for whatever it is.
This is so good. You have such an attention to detail because that's what makes people want to buy it.
Yeah.
What are the difference between your standards and his?
His level of kitchen grade is that when he walks out of here at night, every machine gets sterilized, the floor gets power washed. It takes them an hour plus to clean out the facility every night. I think it could be done in 35 minutes.
Sometimes there's a middle ground. Part of it is really understanding what are you spending your time on now? What would it take to open up a second shift and not compromise? What I want Jacob to understand is just know what he's leaving on the table. What I want Jonathan to understand is the necessity for things to be perfect. My goal is to get them to advance their business, and the only way to do that is to look at things a little differently. So this bag, finished in a 55-minute process, generates wholesale revenue of how much?
$762.
So when he pushes back on you, that hour that you're cleaning is $762 lost. You're in production for 283 days, and you multiply that, it's $215,000 of wholesale revenue for every hour in a given year.
Wow.
1,698 hours of production a year on an annual basis. It's almost $250,000 of revenue. So when you look at the bottom line, that extra hour starts to really matter.
Marcus has a way of analyzing a situation and making it a lot simpler than we can. Every bag is
What's
dated,
this
so we
one?
know the data was
Pomegranate.
produced. This is now going in the garbage.
That doesn't sell well. So why don't you kill it?
Because
Don't you get to decide what stays and goes? You specifically?
Not always.
One thing that has become really clear to me is that there are two alphas in the room, and there's another one that's a little bit more subservient, and Jacob needs to find his voice. The fact that he doesn't say a lot doesn't mean that he doesn't know a lot. How you doing, brother? What do you do here?
Well,
Everything-
What doesn't he do here?
Everything outside of this room is Joe.
So all the supply chain, sourcing, the staffing, the
Yeah,
scheduling, the
kind of.
packaging,
Yep.
the shipping.
Allowing anybody
Why did they
to come
hide
in
you?
here.
Where have you been?
They saved the good to last, no?
The best. Meeting Joe, who I'm learning actually runs the operations here. Who oversees this group of folks?
Joe.
Okay. And he trained them all?
Yes.
This machine and the staff and the process, it largely functions that way because of him. Who's in charge here of the three of
If
them?
it's in the kitchen, he will be the
let me-
final decision.
I was gonna, him.
Him. He's in charge.
Yeah. If it's about the kitchen, it's him. If it's about any other thing, it's them.
These two are at odds over a topic. Who makes the decision?
Between them two,
Yeah.
I would say him in the end of the day.
I'm going to tell you right now, it's still not clear who's in charge.
I was thinking about what you're saying, and I don't know why I'm having such a difficult time understanding, because there are certain decisions that I don't need him to make. There are certain decisions he doesn't need me to make, and vice versa.
The likelihood of success is typically greater when ultimately somebody has to make a call. It happens to
But the
work for
call
you
is
guys.
made. What is the difference if it's made collectively or one guy decides, no, we're doing this? That's what I want to understand.
Because leadership isn't just about a decision, it's about the strategy.
Direction.
Who sets the strategy?
But that's also discussed.
Yeah, we'll keep talking about it.
So this is my office back here.
And here is Joe.
So where's your guy's office?
Where we spend most of the time every day is a half hour away from here.
Why? Why aren't you here with everybody else?
The quick answer is that spot is, about 7 minutes from my house and 5 minutes from his house.
How far from your house?
Half hour.
We can take our hats off
Yeah,
in
that's
here.
a great
Okay.
idea. So we have a freeze-dried candy line, which we run over there, so we still have a reason to be there.
There are challenges of having them there. Just sometimes when it comes to communication, this and that.
In my opinion,
Yes.
yeah. Come here.
Why? Tell them why.
Good. We were sitting right over here. The questions over there. Instead of picking up the phone, hey, what do you think about this? What do you think about that? They're here. Everything is done.
Well, we could put booths out here.
There is a solution.
I know, but I want you to hear something that I think gets lost in business. You have a young man here who's driving the business saying to you, I need you. Your job is to lead them. So it's not about wanting to have you drive or anything else, but they want their leader to be near them. In the absence of it, we sort of just figure it out on our own.
That's a good point.
Out of sight, out of mind. It's that camaraderie and leadership that they have an obligation to provide to their people. I won't invest in this business unless they're willing to make the changes that are necessary. Period, end of story.